Dr Tony Leech was a medical doctor at the Norfolk and Norwich and Jenny Lind hospitals, but in his heart he was a naturalist. For many years he was secretary of the Norfolk and Norwich Naturalists Society, a pioneering organisation which studied the wildlife of our glorious county. In 1926 he inspired the foundation of Norfolk Wildlife Trust, the first of all of the county wildlife trusts. The two organisations, the Norfolk and Norwich Naturalists Society and Norfolk Wildlife Trust, since 1986 have worked together to award a biennial medal to honour a prominent naturalist and conservationist in the county. There are very few people for whom I would turn out on a drizzly, wet and miserable day, but I'm very happy to say that one of them is Dr Tony Leech, who was one of my school biology teachers but has also been an inspiration to me in my career as a naturalist. I'm delighted to say that the recipient of this year's Sidney Long Memorial Medal is Tony Leech. Tony, your list of contributions to Norfolk conservation, biodiversity, its study is enormous. You've been for many years an officer of Norfolk and Norwich Naturalists Society, you've been a trustee of Norfolk Wildlife Trust, chair of the North Norfolk Local Group of Norfolk Wildlife Trust, you've pioneered the Norfolk, what's it called, the fungus?
Norfolk Fungus Study Group.
The Norfolk Fungus Study Group. You've been an active member of Wild About Norfolk and many, many other events. You have contributed enormously to our life as naturalists and conservationists in Norfolk. What's been most special to you?
Oh, it's difficult, but I suppose involved in the setting up of the Norfolk Fungus Study Group, a very loose, informal group, which has taken off very satisfyingly.
In your many years as county recorder for fungi, what have been some of the real highlights, mycologically speaking?
I have to say, finding something or being involved in finding something that's new to the county is always a thrill. It may not be very meaningful in the fungal world, but it's a thrill. And it's a lot easier with fungi because they're much less studied than many other groups. I added one about 10 days ago, quite a large toadstool, cluster of them in Holt Country Park.
On your local patch where for all these decades you've been leading fungus.
That's right, and yeah.
Did you discover the tiny little fungus that grows on our pony's poo? Was that you that added that?
I didn't actually find it, but made some of the connections, and we identified it. And there's an even rarer species in Norfolk, which grows on the poo of rabbits, but only at Holme Dunes. And that's the only British record of the little dung button.
A close relative, is it?
Very close, same genus, yes.
Good heavens. Oh, well, we can claim credit for that one at Norfolk Wildlife Trust.
Absolutely, well. So you should.
And the very fact that there are a lot of other people involved is in large part due to your activity over all these years that you've been contributing.
It may be, but they, of course they feed back and encourage me, so the whole thing spirals upwards.
On this very damp day at Norfolk Wildlife Trust Thursford Woods, we're joined by Carl Chapman, who is chair of Norfolk and Norwich Naturalists Society, co-awarder of the Sidney Long Memorial Medal.
Okay, Tony, what's this?
What is it? Let's have a look. Always look underneath, because that's where all the clues are. Ah, it's a buttercap. You can always tell a buttercap. It's rather variable on top, brown and yellow, but at the bottom it's always very soggy. They're very common. With other fungi, they recycle the nutrients from the leaf litter, make them available for other plants.
Tony, while you're in your natural habitat doing what we all most associate you with, it's probably time for Carl and for me to present you with your Sidney Long Memorial Medal on behalf of Norfolk Wildlife Trust and the Norfolk and Norwich Naturalists Society for your contribution to wildlife in Norfolk, to our understanding and our love of it and its conservation. Congratulations and thank you very, very much for all that you do.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. This was a great surprise, all the more so because I'm part of the group of the Norfolk Wildlife Trust and the Norfolk and Norwich Naturalists Society, who actually meet every 2 years to review suggestions for the Sydney Long Memorial Medal. So I was wondering why my colleagues weren't getting on with the meeting this year, but I now realise they were plotting behind my back. I'm very grateful to them, also to everybody who's been involved in this presentation, and Nick in particular for the kind words he's spoken. He and I both feel very strongly that the natural world is for everybody, and there are so many ways that we can enjoy it. We can make lists, we can pit our wits against evolution and try and identify species, or we can take photographs of plants, animals and fungi. Or we can just say, wow, when we see a tree in its autumn glory. Can't help feeling that if everybody got on as well as naturalists do, the world would be a happier place.